Okay, so page 95 in the Math 1 book says factor the expression. And basically, these are factor by grouping questions, but they've already done the first step of factoring by grouping. Or the first two steps. They have grouped them, and then they have taken the GCF out. So now our third step is to take the GCF again. Okay, so there are three steps to grouping. And those three steps, remember, these are typically polynomials with four terms. To factor by grouping, all you have to do is group, then GCF, then GCF. Well, in this particular page of homework, all we have to do is take the greatest common factor. So, basically what you have to do is look at these two terms and see what the greatest common factor is. Notice that I said that there are only two terms here. There is this term, and then there is this term. Okay? Remember, a term is separated by plus signs, so I could put a plus sign if I wanted to right there, and that now it's consistent with the definition of what a term is. So there you go. And let's see, what's in common within these two? Well, the x plus 5 is in common. So I'm going to write x plus 5. And I took that and I wrote it out front. And now what if I were to divide this by x plus 5? This whole thing? Well, I get 4x. What if I were to divide this entire thing by x plus 5? I get minus 3. Okay, so I take out the x plus 5 and I'm left with 4x minus 3. Now, a lot of other people just write 4x minus 3 out front, and then they write the x plus 5 on the right side. No big deal. I prefer to write it this way. Actually, I used to write it the other way until I became a teacher. And when I became a teacher, I sort of understood it a little bit better. You sort of have to understand it a little better to explain it, and that's what happened for me. Okay. So for this, what's the greatest common factor within these two terms? Of course, it's b plus 6. That binomial is in common between the two, and then you're left with 2b squared plus 3, and you're done. Okay, that's it. And number 5, greatest common factor. Well, if you look at it, it doesn't look exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is just rewrite it so that it looks exactly the same. So this is x plus 15 minus x plus 15. And what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to forget that this is a negative 1 here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in so that you remember that there is a 1 there. So what's the greatest common factor? Of course, it's x plus 15. And what would be left over if I divided this by x plus 15? I'd be left with a y. If I divide this by x plus 15, I'm left with negative 1. And there's my answer. All right. So enjoy that. Learn it. Work hard.